Hey everybody, and welcome back to Ghosts of Miami. This is the case of Melanie Schrader, I think it was. I just saw it like 3 minutes ago, or 3 seconds ago, and I can't even remember. So yeah, it's been about a week since I last played. I kind of ran out of time, but let's hope that I can remember what's going on. It's a fairly simple game. I may not remember the voices that I had given to people if I gave them any, but sure. Not many people wake up early for paperwork, but it's important to document everything I've done, successful or not. When I was little, Detective Harris would visit for dinner and let me help him with his case files. Always be detailed, Cello. Cello. That's we've decided it's Cello. Always be detailed, Cello, in case some lawyer decides to come after you. Good notes help everyone. Paperwork makes justice work. I guess that's a pretty dumb line, but he's right. I have to focus on the people I'm trying to help. It's important, and it helps make the boredom tolerable. Hello, phone. Hey, maybe it's a new client. Or it's a bill collector. Or maybe it's an attractive stranger telling me they're in love with me and will hand deliver breakfast to my office every morning. It's probably not that one. I'm so hungry. I would destroy a short stack in about 30 seconds if only... Hola, Consuelo Martinez. Missing persons consultant, how can I help you? It's me, chica. Oh, Lucy. Are you okay? You're never up this early and you sound, different. Not your usual vibrant self. Do I? I'm sorry, I guess. It's just so awful and I do not know who to turn to. Hey, what's the matter? Received an unexpected message this morning. It seems Melanie is missing. Who? Our Melanie? Since when? Is there any way I can help? For 3 days. She's not shown up for work. Her mother even called me, and you know how much Barbara hates us. Yeah, she once told me she'd have me deported if Melanie and I tied up her phone line again. You know what? Not a very nice threat. And I'm assuming this Melanie must have been, like, I think you two were in the Tank Tops or whatever your band was called. Was Melanie part of the band? What'd she say? It sounds as if Melanie calls once a month and often asks for money. And they don't talk beyond that, much less catch up, so Barbara was light on the details. A few weeks ago, Melanie called and asked for help with rent and groceries. Barbara demanded that she come home to visit. Melanie said no, but her mom kept trying. Not too surprising, you know how Mel felt about her mom. But then the end of the month came and went. Either Mel had a great payday, which does not appear to be true, or else she has not paid rent because... No need to speculate. All we know right now is that Melanie doesn't need rent money from her mother. Will you look into it? I'll pay you. Well, Papa will pay you. I will speak with him. Hey, don't worry about that for now. I don't even know where to start looking for Mel. It's been a long time. Feel the same. Melanie's mother gave me her address. Here. The way you say here, can we talk about this? Because now Cello just says Northwest 15th Avenue and 65th. Isn't that in Liberty City? Really? I mean, maybe they just cut this out for time, but Lucy should say Northwest 15th Avenue, Northwest 15th Avenue and 65th. Like, the way she just says here, it's like they're face to face and handing her a letter, or like it's a text message, but there's not text messages in the 80s, so is it in Liberty City? I believe you. I don't go to the mainland if I can help it. I'm glad you're willing to help. I just wish there was something I could do. I'm sure she's okay. Keep a smile on your pretty face. We all could have tried harder. No. You know what? I'm not going to make promises that she's okay. That's not what we do. We also don't say that, that it's our fault, that we could have tried harder. Let's just say, keep a smile on your pretty face. It's kind of mean to say, like, hey, you should smile more, because that's not something nice to say, but I think it was the best out of all the options. Remember when Melanie started to come to band practice with us? She wanted to be your friend so bad. Hey, she started learning bass instead of doing geometry homework. We both almost failed that class. We used to make fun of you for cramming right before the quizzes. Trust me, I remember. You and Mel would be in the bathroom doing your makeup instead of studying. Hey, Cello, we're going to fail. We might as well fail beautifully. I guess it never mattered too much. I was always going to work for Papa, and Melanie was going to be a pop star. Stars do not need good grades, right? I mean, stars should still get good grades because you never know when your stardom is going to fail. Things ended up differently than I imagined. Melanie felt it too. Maybe this is why she drifted away. Let's not measure our lives based on dreams we had when we were kids. I wanted to play Major League Baseball. Ah, okay, so that's why you're wearing a baseball shirt. You're the only thing holding the Bankside together. And I'm sure you manage a lot of other kinds of businesses for your papa. And she's doing her hands like, I don't want to say what that is, but it's kind of perverted. Maybe we could have helped Melanie stay on track, but this isn't your fault. You're right. I will stay optimistic for her future rather than get upset about things we do not know. That's something we can both do. I'll find Melanie, I promise. Can I swing by the Bankside later tonight to tell you what I've found? I would like that, very much. Please, in the meantime, call if there's any way I can support you. Papa will pull some cash together, too. Thanks. Where's Melanie working nowadays? I'll start there. Her mother said she was working at drag club. Somewhere on the mainland, that's all I know. I'll be honest. I'm surprised Barbara asked you for help. Her mama was such a horrible lady. Did you know she's running one of those English-only campaigns now? She told me she called about Melanie, like she was proud of it. She told me when she called about Melanie. Yeah, so I guess saying that Florida or Miami or maybe even all of the United States should speak English only probably doesn't go over well with especially Miami, but when you're saying that specifically to Hispanic person, daughter of an immigrant, probably doesn't go well. Miss Schrader and I have been fighting this war for 10 years now. Remember when we permed Melanie's hair and she threatened to cut it all off? Hey, and then we snuck her into La Mariposa? Mel didn't speak a word of Spanish, but she looked so happy. I was so intimidated by you all back then. Me with my old jeans and my messy eyebrows. Delito, when you find Melanie, we will do your eyebrows together. Makeup too, and hair. So go and find her. Can't believe it. Melanie, Lucy, and I were so close in high school, but that's how it is with high school friends. We started doing our own things, having our own lives. We drifted further and further apart before we even know it. I mean, that's very true. Part of me says, we should have kept in better touch. But there were little fights and big fights, and then Melanie was gone. I mean, it's not any easier in the... Can we stop with this beeping? It's not any easier in the world of social media. You still kind of fall out. I had such a hard time starting my grown-up life. I couldn't keep track of everyone else's. But now, my old friends need my help. I'm glad I woke up early. Paperwork can wait. I better start looking for Melanie. Alright, go to the police station to report a missing person's case. Go to the hospital. Go to Liberty City. No. I'm assuming her mother would have already called the police station. And there's no reason to run to the hospital just yet. Let's go to her last known location. Liberty City. You can still see the scars from the 1980 riots. Here's a glass window pane that got boarded up and never replaced. Were there riots in Miami? In the 1980s? Or in 1980 specifically? I don't know much about Miami history. Here's some plastic that melted into the sidewalk. Miami loves building new stuff, but repairs to this neighborhood have been so slow. 15th Avenue got some of the worst of it. Detective Harris is going to kill me when he finds out I came here alone. In the last little sidebar, in the last episode when we go to, what was it, like Undertown or something like that? I forget what it was called. But it's underneath the the overpass, and it's kind of sketchy place that we found whatever her face was, the last girl that I can't remember because it's been a week ago. Yeah, I looked that place up on Google Maps, and it's it's still kind of run down looking today. Like on Google Street View, there was definitely homeless people living there, and it was underneath the overpass. So it still seems like if that was true in the 80s, it hasn't really got much better for the people that live there. It's okay, Cello. Just be careful and alert. I'll duck in, ask about Melanie, and leave before I draw any attention. Here's the building. A menacing woman with leathery skin is sitting in a plastic lawn chair, partially blocking the door. Excuse me, I'm looking for someone who used to live here, or you the super? The landlady. Who's asking? A friend told me I could find Melanie Schrader here? Your friend's wrong. Ain't no Melanie, ain't no Schrader. Please, here's a photo. Are you sure she doesn't look familiar? Please, just look. Ah, wait. Yeah, I've seen her. Maybe a year ago. That girl took off. Sold most of her stuff before then. Said she couldn't afford it. Imagine anyone not being able to afford a closet in this hole, huh? You know where she was working? A dingy little dance club in a basement in Overtown. Owned by a sweet fat queen named Big Vanessa. The Cannery. Alright, there we go. I wouldn't go there by myself if I were a little twig like you, though. You look fragile. I can take care of myself. I bet everyone looks pretty fragile to you, ma'am. Ooh. I don't know if I would say that. That sounds insulting. Let's just go this one. I can take care of myself. She laughs long and hard with a smoker's raspiness. Yeah, it stings a little. I'm serious. I'm helping the police with an investigation right now. It's bigger than Melanie. You gotta have some idea of where she went after this. There's no reason for me to talk to you, you little shit. Wait, you said you're a cop? I said I'm helping with an investigation, and that's all you need to know. Cops ain't welcome here, and if you were them, neither are you. When people leave, they're just gone. Who cares if your girl got shot or hustled? She's gone. End of story. Now, do yourself a favor and get your ass away from my building. Well, that didn't work. Oh, who could that be? Tala. I wonder what she wants. Return Tala's page. You know what? If she paged me, it sounds important. Let's return Tala's page. I'd like to go to the cannery, though. Hello, this is Cello Martinez. You paged me? Hey, I'm so glad you called back. What do you need? Was bored and I felt like calling. Girl, you were wasting my time. Really? I mean, that's nice of you, I guess, but don't you have school or something? Not today. My grandma let me stay home after an audition. What are you up to? What are you auditioning for? Or actually, I'm on a new case right now, and you're kind of wasting my time here, Tala. Case is tying me up in knots. I'm looking for an old friend, and I'm worried I'm taking it too personally. I'm sure you'll be a pro about it. Can I ask? Or are the details very hush-hush? I think you'd be interested. It's about Melanie Schrader. And she's gonna say, "Oh my god, the bassist and the tank tops." She's missing, but I just saw her last week. You saw her last week? Wait, back up. How do you know Melanie? And how did you see her a week ago? Some friends and I stuck into a club last week. It was more like a dare than actually going, but then we actually went. And Grandma would kill me if she knew. I mean, it's just Overtown. What's the big deal? The big deal is that street gangs fighting block by block to take over Overtown. Haven't you heard of Vonda's gang? Duh, it's been all over the news, but I'm not doing like gang stuff. We were only checking out this drag place, the Cannery. It was pretty cool, but my mind was so blown when I found out that Melanie was totally our waitress. She didn't recognize me or anything. I mean, I was a freshman when you were all performing, so, like, what did I expect? But she chatted with us for a little bit and thanked me for being a big dumb fan. Can't believe it. She was, okay? Was she strung out? Do you know where she went after the shift? She seemed good. I mean, maybe a little wired. I don't know where she went, but I bet you can find out in one phone call. No way. Wait, is that the kind of phone call you'd get in trouble for? Only a little bit of trouble. Come on, what do you say? One phone call? You're on. Better not press our luck. You know what? Let's do it. Wait, do I have to get off the line? Nah, I'll just hook you in. Didn't you ever do this? I'll be right back on the line, but don't say anything, okay? There's about 30 seconds of dead air before Tala's voice is back on the line. What have I got myself into? Oh god, she's pretending to be a cop. This is Detective Ann Cox here at Dade County Central District. Do you have a moment to talk about one of your employees? Who needs bail now? Nothing like that. We've received reports of a missing woman, Melanie Schrader. Melly hasn't been in for 4 days. Surprised someone called the cops this time. This time? So this isn't the first time she's disappeared? Yes, and not the longest time she's been gone either. We have an address for her, but I'm not sure it's up to date. The woman on the call hesitates, and I'm absolutely certain Tala's about to be caught. Look, I can send someone from the precinct, but it's gonna be a cranky beat cop who's fighting southbound traffic without his morning coffee, all for an address. Fine. Let me check her file. This says, yeah, we sometimes send checks to this place on 9th Street, 2nd floor. I hear the pen scratching as Tala writes down the address. Wow, she's really good at this. Clue found. Well, let's see what the clue was. Last known address we have is way out of date. She's been staying in Overtown, closer to work. Thank you, miss. Please call DCPD Central if Melanie shows up. And I'll ask for you directly, Detective Cox. If I need to find you, what's your badge number? Huh, that's the chief calling me. Thanks for your help. Can't believe you impersonate a police officer. That's a crime. I know, right? I thought she was going to catch us for sure. Well, at least everything's worked out. Sorry if I freaked you out. Isn't this your thing, though? The cool detective pretends to be a concerned friend or something, and boom, taped confessions from a killer. I'll try that strategy next time. I think I want to be the kind of PI who asks direct questions and tries her best. I'm not really good at lying or putting on any kind of performance. When we formed the Tank Tops, and when we did our first live show in front of real people, God, I was ready to die of embarrassment right there, but Melanie told me something I'll never forget. They won't love you for being brave. They'll love you for being loud. So cool. And then you got over your stage fright and had an amazing debut show, right? Not one little bit. They had to drag me into the cafeteria. I wasn't, good. But with the rest of the girls, at least I could scream loud. Oh, come on. By the time I saw you, you were the cool drummer. And hey, at least your songs had bass lines sometimes. That's more than you can say for, like, Social Distortion. The Tank Tops were more than Lucy's voice or Georgia's stage presence. You were part of something awesome. Who's Georgia, by the way? Thanks, Tala. You gave me an ego boost and you helped with the case. You're great. Maybe I'll consider a career as junior detective after all. We'll see about that. I had to earn my deputy badge. Maybe you'll get your chance later. Page me if you learn anything, alright? Gotcha. Bye! Excuse me. Whew. I wish I still had that much energy. Shake it off, Cello. There's a lot left to do. Alright. Let's go find Melanie's apartment. There we are, back in Overtown. I think I said Undertown before, but when I was speaking about how it looks today, but it was Overtown. Overtown was once the after party of Miami. Black performers who weren't allowed to stay in Miami Beach hotels came to Overtown to crash. Every time I'm here, I wonder what the neighborhood was like before they built the highway. Now it's all concrete apartments and rundown clubs. Development signs promise some improvement, but first they have to convince anyone to live in Overtown. No one wants to be caught between the cops and the cocaine gangs. Me especially. How'd you end up here, Melanie? No address number. And her name's not on the buzzer by the door. Oh, guess the front door is already open. I didn't hear the lock click. Oh hey, that's for me. Can you hold the door for just a sec? Thanks, hon. You're a real lifesaver. The stranger slips in through the open door and disappears down the hallway into the stairwell. She's dressed flamboyantly, prettily. More beach than mainland, if you get my drift. It seems out of place. Oh, look, there's a stack of old mail right by the door, and... Yes, Melanie's in apartment 2B. Well, I'm 2 for 2 for mysteriously unlocked doors. Has someone messed with their deadbolt? And, wait, is someone else here? Who are you? What are you doing here? I'm looking for someone just like you. Did you do something to Melanie? Nah, I'm looking for someone just like you. I put my hands up and stepped fully into the tiny studio apartment. Some garbage crunches underfoot and I flinch. So does the tall blonde woman. I'm looking for a friend of mine, Melanie Schrader. Do you know her? The woman relaxes noticeably and I share her relief. We're both strangers to this part of town and there are bullet holes in the bricks outside. This isn't the place for tense confrontation. For a minute, I thought you were a loan shark or something. I'm Janet Lessig, but most people know me as Prince Charming. Well, maybe I am looking for you. According to my mom, I should have settled for Prince Charming 5 years ago. I'm Cello Martinez, well, Consuelo, but I'm looking for Mel, but you look exactly like my other friend, Georgia, like spitting image. You wouldn't be talking about Georgia Cooper, right? She's the reason why we hired Melanie in the first place. Georgia performed at the Cannery for a few months, and then got picked up by a big-time talent scout on the West Coast. I miss her. She swore up and down that Melanie was a reliable worker, but sometimes she won't show up for days on another bender. She gestures to her clothing. Her suit vest is well cut and fits her waistline perfectly, but the fabric is cheap and bright. A costume. I was asked by my manager to come check on Melly. She's 3 hours late for her shift, and she hasn't called in or shown up all this week. In case you were wondering why I look out of place. No, you look great. Very put together, I mean. Tall. Well, that's a series of compliments I will keep right here. She taps 2 fingers to her heart and grins like a magician. It's hard not to watch her hands as they move, drawing long, sweeping arcs in the air. Even when she's off stage, Janet is a performer. I believe I'll call you Cello until you tell me you prefer Miss Martinez. I believe I would like that very much. I'm sure we'll find Melly if we put our heads together. Wait, what? Oh, no, Prince, Janet, I don't want to put you in any danger, and her legs are long, and she clears the distance between us fast. Her body bends over me, and I'm eye level with her mouth. Did you really need to, write it like that? I can handle myself, Cello. Besides, you need my help. Come to the Cannery tomorrow before dark. It's right around the corner. Doors open at 3, so if you want to see me, it'll have to be before then. You're clever. I'm sure you'll come by. Before I know it, Janet's pushed a business card into my hand. It's all black, with her name and pseudonym in raised white letters. It's elegant. Janet Lessig, off stage, Prince Charming on the catwalk at the Cannery, a drag king with a dazzling smile. No phone number or work address, though. I wonder how... Oh, while I was distracted examining the card, she slipped past me and out of the room. Wow, that's quite the exit. Now that she's gone, I take a look around the room. It's hard to imagine that Melanie is the Melanie I knew living in a dingy place like this. Then again, I didn't know much about her home life. At school, she was quiet, with a mischievous streak. She got a kick out of breaking the rules, no matter how small. Dare me to steal the eyeliner? I don't know what kind of voice I just gave her. And I won't dare you or double dare you. Besides, it's the drugstore. I don't think anyone would notice. If I come home wearing eyeliner and mascara, my mom will definitely notice. Okay. Say I'm Melanie. I've come back from my night out. My heels are killing me, so I take those off right away. Put my things down here on the stack of mail. Bill. Another bill. Third unpaid notification. Who cares about the mail? If I were Melanie, my favorite place would be the most colorful. Look at those beautiful clothes. I bet she looks amazing in these white pants. This doesn't look like an apartment as much as a very, very big dressing room. So where do we keep stuff in a dressing room? In a closet? You got this, babe. Remember? My mom wrote our home address on the inside of my jackets. I can't keep track of anything. That's right. Mel used to write things down on the paper. The only paper she had with her all the time. Receipts. On the back of this. Takeout receipt 3 days ago in Liberty City, 1 a.m. Liberty City? So Melanie had a date in her old stomping ground? Mel has been hanging out in Liberty City. She used to live there, but now it's very far from her workplace. Alice Lead was good then. I don't like her methods, but there's no question she gets results. Also, that's quite a trip to take at 1 in the morning. Over an hour walking fast and with tired feet, too. And it'd be even harder to catch a cab. I wonder if Melanie had a place to crash near her old apartment. Too late to check it out now. To lead, though. Happy to be on Melanie's trail. Let's keep working hard. I'm exhausted, but I promised Lucy I'd meet her for dinner. Better head over to the bankside. Forcing your way to South Beach during the evening rush is the world's most awful experience. And there's like a line outside the bankside too? Part of me wishes I had just gone home. I'm glad I've gotten to know some of the staff here. I move towards the door and try to catch the attention of the bouncer. Ooh, someone I know. Good thing. I didn't change out my work clothes before coming here. Don! Hey Don! I'm here to have dinner with... Oh my gosh, Don! What happened? You got scratched on the face? Good evening, Miss Jello. You're free to go in. John, wait. You look like you need a doctor or at least a bandage. That's the worst shiner I've ever seen. My brother got his fair share of them. What's going on? Have you asked Lucy for the night off? We really need to clean that up. Now that I'm closer, I can see the strange wound a little better. Are those claw marks? My stomach turns. Don't worry about it, miss. Please. You think he had anything to do with Melanie's disappearance? Did Melanie scratch him over the face? Don is the bankside's inscrutable bouncer. I've seen him toss a drunk linebacker without breaking a sweat. Either you're going to tell me, or I'm going to ask Lucy about it. Shouldn't have you working out here at least. Or she shouldn't have you working out at least. There's a first aid kit by the bar, and Miss Luciana posted me here as punishment. The cousins are in town, and the boss got chewed out for the earnings this morning. Everyone's stressed out. And from the cousins, the boss. I forget sometimes that Lucy is an Escobar. Her father, Rafael Escobar, is in charge of the bankside, but he also safeguards some other Escobar interests in Miami. Lucy insulates me from a lot of it, but the Escobars have been doing business in America for over 10 years now. The drug wars are in the news every night. Word on the street is that the Medellin cartel doesn't trust Rafael with more responsibilities, and they're looking for new talent to expand their empire in the States. And the perfect candidate may already be here. Who am I kidding? Lucy doesn't want me to know about her family's enterprise, and for the sake of our friendship, I don't ask. I'm actually going to lower the music volume a hair. Sometimes the evidence of the cartel's violence is right in front of your face, or in this case, Don's face. Stress out. Someone hit you. Hard. I spoke out of line and there were consequences. I said nothing to you, okay? This is a good job and I don't want to lose it. Good job? I can't believe it. I opened my mouth to say something, but Don has already turned away from me. He's opened the velvet rope for two beautiful women, who look at me expectantly. I better not make a scene, not here at least. The Colombian Escobars ruffled Lucy's feathers. I can't tell at all. She looks as cool as ever. Cello, my beautiful friend. It is always a pleasure to see you at the Bankside or anywhere at all. Lucy, are you okay? I heard there was trouble earlier. You weren't supposed to say anything. It's been a stressful day. I will need a 2-hour massage at least. Please don't worry. Whenever my family visits, the staff worries. Gossip. It's more deadly than bullets. The Medellin cousins commandeered 30 cases of liquor and are at this moment wrecking the villa in Key Biscayne. Do you mind staying here for dinner? Rex is in charge of the kitchen this week, and I've been aching to try his fish tacos. I'm not satisfied with her explanation, but maybe this isn't the place or the time to grill Lucy about her family. Not while I'm searching for a mutual friend. Melanie could be in danger. What should I do? You know what? I'm not going to ask about Don's injuries. The man told me not to ask. So let Lucy change the subject. Honestly, I was going to ask the same thing. I've been all around the city today and I'm exhausted. Then we take the back table and demand tacos and rum shots until I say we can stop. I've scheduled a surprise. Lead the way. She takes my hand in an iron grip and we weave through the dense crowd. Lucy could walk this place blindfolded and at peak hours. An electric impulse flows from her palm to mine. Without knowing why, I can tell she's more tense than she looks. Her fingers pulse and twitch around mine. Back in high school, Georgia would say... What would Georgia say? Cello, I need you to be precise, not creative. Don't reinvent the drum line, and your job is to keep the rest of us in line and in sync. Got it? Okay. So that's Cello. She's the drummer. This must be Melanie, the bassist. Are you Lucy? Maybe not. Are you Georgia? So I'm the clock and you're the talent. What's Lucy's job? My throat is getting sore. G? Okay, so I guess you are... No, you're Lucy? Okay, that's... Never mind. And I'm starving and Melanie's fingers hurt. Yeah, you're Melanie. Okay. I could keep going. I'm okay. See? Mel's going to keep going, and so am I, says Georgia. Lucy, your voice will get stronger. You'll own the mic, and you're not going to let it defeat you. You get it, Cello? Lucy won't ever let herself be conquered. She's the backbone, here to be strong and give that strength to the rest of us. Lucy is uncharacteristically quiet and detached. Over the years, I've gotten used to Lucy's caginess, but it still gets to me sometimes. I want to talk about Melanie and get back out there. Lucy insists that we eat and digest before we discuss the case. She can't handle more bad news on an empty stomach. She gets her way, as usual. And just as usual, she manages to surprise me. After dinner, we retreat to a quiet corner of the Bankside. We're sitting down here, but there's a phone on the table, and who are we calling? Told you I wanted an update on Melanie's case. Well, so does Georgia. Georgia? Georgia was the only one of us to make it big. After performing around Miami for a bit, she got picked up by a producer who moved her to San Francisco. This is why I wanted us to wait. Surprise! A thick velvet curtain muffles the sounds from the rest of the club. Despite the evening's drama, I scoop my chair close to Lucy's until we touch. As the phone rings, I glance at her face. She's just as giddy and happy as I am. Hello, Georgia. Hello, this is G. Oh, Georgia! We're both here as promised. Hi, Georgia. How's the West Coast? Beautiful and great, just like you? You too. I miss Miami. The ocean never gets warm around here, so people don't go into it. A cold ocean, why bother? I miss you too as well. Sometimes when the cold air comes off the bay, I wish you could come out here just to bring me some sunshine. I'm sending you warm, sticky, sweaty thoughts. Oh, hey, isn't it dinner time where you are? I'll grab some food before curtain tonight. You have a show? What are you wearing? Do you get to sing? Blue and silver taffeta. You should see this thing. It's enormous. I have the biggest shoulders in the Bay Area. I wish you two could be here. I should never have moved away from my two biggest fans. No way. You stay there in 100 years. When I've saved up enough money, I'll come visit you. How's the investigation business going? George's tone becomes soft and concerned. In that instance, I missed her so much that my chest aches. I'm looking for Melanie. I have a few leads, but it's not... Oh, Cello. What does that mean, I'm looking for Melanie? You can't be talking about Mel Schrader. Good joke, ladies. Tell me you're joking. Lucy, Cello, can one of you say something, please? She didn't tell you? None of us has talked for such a long time. I thought we would get on the phone first and then... Melanie's missing. Lucy found out this morning, but she's been gone for 5 days, and based on what I learned, it's serious. I'm sorry, Georgia. I thought you knew already. It's okay. Can you start from the beginning? We tell her about Barbara's call, and then I describe my day. Georgia is quiet throughout, but we both hear the sniffling through the line. When I'm finished, Georgia takes a few deep breaths before saying anything. Hello? Before we start, I want you to know I'm proud of you for starting a business, and I'm extra proud that you're helping our friends. Of course, I want you to work hard and be the best PI and find Melanie, but whatever happened to her, it isn't your fault. Lucy, you're not allowed to beat yourself up either. Hard to reach me nowadays, and I'm glad you asked me to make a little time, even if I imagine Georgia by herself in her apartment, coughing to cover up her tears. After Melanie disappeared the first time, Georgia fought the hardest to keep us all together. I need to make time for this. Let's work on finding Melanie. I haven't said it out loud yet, but what if I can't? What if I can't find her? I guess then, well, that crossed path on your lifeline has to mean something. Emotional hardship, right? And now we're doing like palm reading? That's palm reading. That's not real. That's what you get for having a low Venus mound. More palm reading? If you can't find her, if you decide that she can't be found, then we'll decide how to respond to it then. I won't speculate about my feelings since I'm too busy hoping you'll find her. I know you'll find her, Chelito. It's a lot of pressure. I want to tell you for sure that Melanie will come home soon. From what you described, you've been all over Dade County looking for her. I'm surprised you haven't gone to the cannery yet. Yeah, well, you know, I tried, but it just wasn't selectable. Yeah? She called me for help about a year ago. I put in a few calls to some clubs where I used to perform. The cannery on the edge of Overtown. They hired her as a barback. I kind of knew all this. Did you warn them about Melanie? They knew she had some bad habits. But for a few months at least, she was pretty reliable. And more recently, Mel's a grown woman. Her boss doesn't call me when she disappears. Damn. Either way, it sounds like you should check out her workplace, right? Right. Can you remember anything else about Mel's life, like where she might have gone when she needed money? Georgia? It's been a long time since we talked. Or anything I know is way out of date, I'm afraid. I don't mean to sound accusatory, but have you called her recently? No. No excuses. We drifted apart and that was it. Me either. Then again, Melanie and I have not been close since the thing in high school. Ah. The thing? What? That one show we did here where we were like 16? It was so long ago. Who remembers? Yeah, it's been a while, but you never apologized for it. I did not do anything wrong. What is it? And what are you talking about? The night of the show, Mel got drunk. Like, basket case. Lying on the bathroom floor drunk. Didn't know what to do. I thought we had to call an ambulance. Turns out all she needed was a bump of cocaine. Just right back on her feet. You gave Melanie her first hit. Alright. Lucy gave Melanie her first hit of cocaine. I'm worried my best friend isn't as innocent as she claims to be. I mean, she's running a bar for a cartel, so how innocent can one be? And only that hit. None of this was my fault. Don't get defensive, Lucy. Then stop attacking me. We were young and foolish and made many mistakes then. If I stopped to regret all of them, I would never be able to live my life. How about you? I hate it when she gets like this. Fiery. Intractable. She stares into space at invisible enemies and vows to destroy them. I reach out to touch her hand, but it's impossible to reach her. Wish I had known. It doesn't affect what she was doing the night she disappeared. Right now, it's not helpful. Okay, yes. We're all still friends. I just want her to be okay. Then we must let our cello resume her work. I'll order a car for you. Rest well tonight. Wait, are you sending me home? I don't... No worries. I got to head out too, if I want to get a snack before curtain call. Call me again, okay? Georgia, the guitarist of the Tank Tops, my high school band. She performs on the West Coast, and I miss her dearly. I will. It was so wonderful to hear your voice, G. We'll talk again sometime soon. Alright, we hang up, we say our goodbyes, Lucy hurries me out the door, and won't look me in the face as she does. When I get home and crawl into bed, I'm thankful for it. I'm tired all over and glad to rest. Got so late last night that I almost forgot the envelope that Lucy handed me. For your cab ride home, she said. At least I won't have to worry about their rent for a while. Oh, there's something on the answering machine. Hello, my brother Mickey. Oi, cello, it's Mickey. Call your ma. Okay, ma, I did it. Will you stop? I'm too tired for all this. A good thing my notebook is already packed, so I can get on the road immediately. Coffee's not a horrible idea, considering how my head is pounding. Coffee and an egg sandwich, with a slice of cheese, and maybe a glass of milk on the side? Every food sounds delicious, but I don't have time to grab breakfast. There's work to be done after all. Okay, maybe I have a little time to eat. But after that... Alright, and we're gonna go, well, we're definitely gonna go to the cannery. Is everything saying go to the cannery? But we'll have to do that in a future episode, because it's getting long, so... Progress will be saved. Yes, please. Alright, so there you go. That's it for this episode of Ghost of Miami. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again next time.